Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, uh, November 28th, 2023. Tuesday, November the 28th. I am all, I am also going to do Wednesday, November the 29th as well, 2023. So I'm going to do Tuesday and Wednesday because both of those days they wrapped up this whole little silly ordeal. So, I mean, and even doing 2 days is going to be a short recap. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started. I only have two pictures. I did like the whole collage effect to these sessions here. I'm trying to get rid of that noise there. These sessions here, what happened is they're all starting to feel the effects of being drugged now, right? They're feeling dizzy, woozy, you know, and they realize that they're listening to Jordan's crazy rambling. Now, what's so interesting is Jordan said she and her sister were estranged back then. Now, estranged means me and my sister weren't talking to each other. Okay, that's what estranged means. Me and my sister wasn't close and hadn't been close in a while. However, we're gonna spend the next 25 years. Because see, she said my sister had died before they even had a chance to make up. Really? So you're gonna go ahead and spend 25 years now plotting, raising some child, trying to get some revenge going on? That makes zero sense. Okay. So with that being said, that whole thing does not make sense. So anyway, she ends up Jordan, I mean not Jordan, Claire is looking at Vicky. So you all, I wasn't good enough for you. What was wrong with me? Why, didn't you want me? And Victoria's like, uh, my daughter Eve, our daughter Eve died. And so Claire is like, look into my eyes. If you look deep, you're gonna see I'm her. And Victoria's looking and she goes, no, you're not her. You have been lied to. And so George's like, don't listen to her, Claire. It's people like them. They're the reason my sister is dead. And Victor said, your crazy sister tried to kill my wife, you know? And so now Jordan's getting cocky with what she's saying. She's saying, I wanted you all to feel the pain my sister felt. So I went into the hospital and I switched the babies and I walked out with yours. And Jordan is sitting there. I mean, Claire's sitting there, and then she's like, wait, what? She goes, if you truly loved her, you should have sensed she was out there somewhere in the world. And Victoria said, how could we have sensed that? She says, and bottom line, our baby died in my arms. I was holding her when she took her last breath. Are you trying to tell? She goes, there was a bunch of babies born that day. I gave you one that was dying. So if that were the case, that means the parents of a baby, because their baby was dying, some other parents, right? All of a sudden, their baby came up missing because Jordan, according to her, walked out the hospital with Claire. So they gave Victoria a dying baby, allegedly. She did. She's wearing a nurse's uniform. Nobody looked at her. Then what happened to the other parents of the baby who really was? See, that was just the worst scrambled up hot mess of a story, if I ever believed it. So Jordan, she goes, Jordan, she told her to go do something. Oh, no, no, no. What happened is Nikki woke up now and she snatches the other IV out her hand. Now she's got two holes, two bloody holes from them IVs. And she flings it and she knocks over the IV pole. Well, they heard it downstairs. And Victor's like, what is that? And Nick says, yeah, what was that? And Cole said, I heard that too. And so she goes, it's the cat, whatever the cat's name is. Tell him, Jordan. And Jordan is still reeling from, you stole me from the hospital. They thought I was dead, but yet you told me all my life how they didn't want me. And so she's like, Jordan, Jordan, isn't that Mr. Tibbles? I'm just making up that cat's name, right? Isn't that little Tabby? And she's like, she goes, focus, Jordan. I mean, focus, Claire, focus. I'm calling Claire Jordan. Jordan is telling Claire, focus. And Claire is like, wait a minute. I can't focus. She says, you have lied to me my entire life? And she goes, oh, you know what? I don't have time for this. You know, so she turns around and she goes, and at this point, Victor and everybody, they're like, look, we're getting out of here. So Nick gets up and he goes to the door and he's trying to open the door. Cole is trying to open the door, right? She goes, the doors and the windows are double locked or even triple locked. She said, we made sure of that. You all aren't going nowhere. And we're miles from anything. The drug is going to kill you before you get anywhere. So you know what? I'm looking at everybody. You see where Cole is leaning up against the wall. Do you see what's in front of Cole, everybody? Do you see a chair? Do you see what's right there to the left of Cole? Oh my goodness. What's to the left? He's leaning almost on it. A stinking doggone window. That's not bulletproof glass in the middle of nowhere. The window's just locked. See, you pick up the chair and you throw it out the glass. Then you sling back with it again and you break out the next pane. There's 3 panes. Break them all out. 1, 2, probably 4. That's all you got to do. Then you take something, take a pillow and get the glass from around the panes. You're skinny enough to get out of there. Cole definitely is. Victoria too, but she wouldn't leave her parents. But Cole could, well, he's hurt. But you know what I'm saying? Bottom line, chick, it's 2 of you. And it's 3 of us. Now, see, right now, let me see. It's 3 of us. We may be drugged, but it's 3 of us that can overtake you. 4. Nick, Cole, Victoria, and Victor. Yeah, 4 of us. Oh, we could take you and your niece. And she goes, look, there's an antidote. Claire knows what one of them is. I know what the others are. I ain't giving it to you though. So I'm like, why the antidote? You gonna watch them all die. That's your whole, I'm gonna watch you die. Why would you have an antidote? You wouldn't. Unless you actually didn't plan on killing them. See, that this was so last minute written. And I'm talking about they realized, oh, wait a minute. The writer's strike is over. We got to get writing double time for November sweeps. We got to make up some peril, some crisis that puts the Newman family in peril and get them out real quick. But they did a horrible job. This whole fabricated thing was horribly written. See, I'm not even going to say horribly acted. The actors could only work with what they were given, and they were given absolute garbage. And we're supposed to really like this and nominate them during November sweeps. I hope y'all don't do it, because I'm not talking about the actors, but the writers and producers, they don't deserve a nomination. This was not it, and this was garbage, right? Garbage. So, as Claire is trying to argue with Jordan, Nick musters up the strength, and he goes and he pushes Jordan against the wall, and they're struggling. And Claire's just looking like, I don't believe this. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here now. You know, she didn't even help her. She just like, huh? And Victoria's like, Claire, Claire, help us. Help us, Claire. And Claire's just like, so she goes, Victoria's starting to try to plead with her. But anyway, Nick and Jordan's tussle gets a little worse. Jordan goes to head upstairs because Victor, right before Nicholas pushes Jordan against the wall, he looks at Victor, and Victor's like, and Nick's like, because they know they heard something upstairs. So Nick creates the diversion. Victor gets up the stairs. And when he gets up there, he goes, Nikki, Nikki, my darling, Nikki. And she's coming out the bathroom. She had splashed some water on her face. And she's like, am I hallucinating again? She goes to the door, Nikki. And she goes, Victor, is that you? For real, Victor? Are you really here? And so she starts banging on the door, and he hears her. And he unlocks the door, and he comes in because it's only locked on the outside. He unlocks the door, he comes in, and he sees her. He goes, oh, what have they done? So she goes, Victor, I didn't want this. I didn't, they did. He goes, no, no, baby, I know. Because see, in the dream, remember, sometimes he was accusatory towards her, right? And the drinking and all of that. So he goes, we got to get you out of here, my baby. And so they hug, and she goes, oh, and she sees Jordan. Now, see, mind you, before Jordan gets up there, she pushes away from Nick. She grabs a knife that she had hidden under this pillow on this chest at the foot of the stairs. She grabs the knife. Nick goes after her, and he's trying to push her again. And she turns around and she slices him with the knife. And I'm thinking, okay, we got Superwoman here. She slices him with the knife, and he just slowly falls down, right? Slowly falls down. So that's when she gets up there, and Nikki sees her come to the door with this knife, and Victor sees the blood on on the knife. And Victor is like, whose blood is that? Because he's thinking, see, that's my family downstairs, with the exception of Cole and that Claire crazy chick, right? So she goes, yours is going to be on it next. So it don't matter whose blood it is. He goes, oh, really? Okay. He goes, then that means I have nothing to lose. He lunges at her, knocks the knife out of her hand, pushes her on the bed. See, I'm thinking, there you go, Victor. They all should have bum rushed her downstairs at this point. Pushes her on the bed. He grabs Nikki. They, best they can, run out the room, huffing and puffing. Nikki, because she's still drunk, and Victor, because the drug is kicking in. And he locks the door behind her, so she can't get out. So they get downstairs, and they sit down, because now it's like, oh my God, the drug, they start to sweat, except for Nikki. And so Victoria is just looking and pleading, help us, right? So That was Tuesday. Now, Wednesday, we picked this up. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing this all in one recap because it's just all one thing. Nikki and Victor leave the room. They get downstairs. Victoria is downstairs. Her and Cole are putting pressure on Nick's wound, trying to stop the bleeding as much as they can. And Nick is in agonizing pain. And Victoria now starts to plead with Claire. She says, Claire, you have to give us the antidote, Claire. We are dying, Claire. I'm going to tell you, you are not my daughter. Cole and I, and then Cole comes over behind Victoria, goes, Cole and I loved our Eve. And she died in our arms. And it broke us. It broke us. So please. So she goes, I have, Claire had 2 antidotes. So she gets hers and she gives them to Victoria. She goes, take it, Victoria. Take it, because in her mind, take it, mommy. Take it, mommy. Victoria says, no, I'm giving this to my parents. She's like, they're the oldest in the room, right? And so she goes, no, Nikki has not been poisoned. She only has alcohol in her system. So Victoria gives it to Victor. And then she gets over to where Cole and Nick are. Because you know what? Actually, Cole is still by Nick. And she gives it to Cole. I think it's because Cole was actually poisoned before all of them. So he would be sicker than Victor, but Victor's older, his constitution is more weak. So she gives it to Cole. And Cole takes it. Then she comes back, she goes, you have to find the others. And Nikki's like, how could you do this? I treated you with kindness. And so Claire was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Vicky says, Claire, find the other antidote. She goes, I think I know where they are. I think I do. So she runs out. She comes back with a little, little travel bag deal. And she gives him the rest of the antidote. So Victoria takes it, and then Nicholas takes it. So then the next thing we see the police in. Oh, Nick calls 911. When Claire leaves, no, not Nick. Was it Nick? I think it was Nick that called 911. How the heck did he get up? Right? No, Cole. Cole calls 911. But you know what? Young and the Restless recap fans, if you remember, because that was so inconsequential and I was so sick of this farce. Who called 911? That's all I want to know. So anyway, the police are there. They search the house. Guess who they can't find? They can't find Jordan. They've got Claire over there in the corner. And so Nikki says, there's only a window in the bathroom and she can't get through that. The fog from that window would be too much. And we would have heard her. So Victor says, that means she's still in the house. And they said, well, we can't find her. And so they looked at Claire. Claire, do you know where your aunt would be hiding in this house? And now the police is starting to slowly move Claire to the front door because they're arresting her, putting handcuffs on her. And she goes, I don't know. That chick knows she know. She know exactly where her aunt's hiding. So as they're ushering Claire out the door, she just says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And you know what, chick? Cry that river to somebody else. Because you put alcohol straight into my veins, right? You were sitting here while your demented aunt was talking all on her side until you found out, wait, what? You lied to me? How huh? Yeah, yeah, but you were gonna let everything else happen. You knew her plan was to kill us. So you were definitely an accessory to murder, 100%. If not, actually, no, you committed murder because you're the one that gave us the water bottles that were poison. So you committed murder or was going to commit murder, both of you, right? So anyway, she leaves and the paramedic, I mean, the police are like, look, the Cole comes, he goes, look, the paramedics are here to take us all to the hospital. They need to check us all out. We have to make sure this poison is all out of our system. And Victoria's looking at Nikki and Mom, they need to check you out too. So they all get up and they all go outside. And then the camera pans to the grade in the back. And it's Jordan. She's in the walls. And she's looking at everybody. I'm like, shut that grade. Nobody even nobody even needs to see her branded crazy. That come on. Mm-mm. No. Nor do I want a repeat seeing her later on anything else, y'all. Nothing else. Because that's no good. So now, Jordan is, I mean, Claire is gone. I guess they're going to really close the chapter on that. But my thing is the person playing Abby. Abby, her and her husband are building a house in Tennessee, and it was almost finished when I saw the interview this summer. So either she is going to commute from Tennessee, fly to LA when they're going to have scenes of her, or they're going to drop her contract more down to, well, she's reoccurring as it is, but I'm sure she's still under contract because we do see Abby quite a bit. But there are times when we don't see Abby a lot, right? We definitely see Devon way more than we see Abby. And now that Lily's in Devon's old house, he's over there a lot. Mind you, the Chancellor Mansion has offices in it that they could work out of, but he chooses to come back to his old penthouse and be there with Lily working. Okay. So we'll see, because since that was Claire, the actress playing Claire, was a version of Abby years ago. She played Abby. I could actually see her as Abby. I wish they wouldn't have wasted her on this crazy storyline. And she could have been Abby, you know. Anyway, so I'm so happy this was over, everybody. My goodness. So that's it for the 2 days of the daily recap. There are no comments in Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.